So there was a six bag limit. So I texted my wife, and she's a Dorito fan too. My kids are. So I texted my wife. I said, Doritos are $1.79 right now. She goes. I said, there's a 6 limit. She goes, get 6. I said, already did. But I'm telling you, when I get to the house, and you know what it's like. You can eat almost a half a bag like it's nothing. Maybe the whole bag, depending on the day and how sad we are, right? Depending on the day, but you could really eat a whole entire bag, and what happens after you eat the bag? You start looking at other people like, why'd you let me do that? And women, you do this all the time. You eat French fries and then look at each other and say, why did I do that, right? I do this all the time with food. There's a paradox. I love everything leading up to it, and then when I overeat, I hate myself. It's a paradox. Working out. Working out. Who here actually likes to work out? You like to work out?
I do, yes.
That's amazing, because I hate it. I do it. I try to do it about 3 to 6 times a week, depending, how much time I get.
Real tight.
That's Sean T, T25 focus, right?
Yeah.
That's good. But I'm telling you what, I hate everything leading up to the workout that I'm going to do. And here's what I do when I'm at my house. On my second level, we've got an elliptical machine. I've got some free weights out there, and I've got a bench press. And I get all geared up in my own house to work out like a weirdo, And then I come to my wife, and she's so encouraging. And this is what I say to my wife every single time I work out. I say, honey, I really need to work out, but I don't want to work out. And here's what she says to me. Well, do whatever you want. And she just walks away. I'm like, oh, you're supposed to make this mandatory for me right now. You're supposed to tell me I got to do this right now. But here's the thing. I hate everything leading up to it. I don't even enjoy the process of working out. But when I get done, I feel absolutely amazing. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I see a lot of head shaking in here. Absolutely. And I end up turning into super daddy. I don't know what happens, but ask my wife, I end up floating down the stairs with a cape on and with an S on my chest. Super daddy, because for whatever reason, it actually changes my attitude. It changes my mood. I want to do, it increases my energy levels. I come downstairs, I said, baby, what do you want me to do now? I take a vacuum. Men, listen up. This is good for you. I take a vacuum, I start vacuuming the floors, I vacuum the kitchen, I'll sweep up. Hey, honey, you want me to go mow the lawn? And here's the thing. It actually gives me more than just one benefit that I get after working out, which is increased energy, my mood increases, my self-confidence increases. My wife's love language is acts of service. Anybody know where I'm going with this? Yeah. Okay. You're like, don't go there, don't go there. You know what I'm saying, right? Brenda's like, don't go there. It works out good for me. I get a lot of daddy love later, right? If I do acts of service. She thinks I am so sexy, not right now, but when I am vacuuming at the house, she thinks that is sexy. But there's a paradox. Now, I want to talk to you about another paradox. The happiness paradox. There is a paradox to happiness, and we've got the formula wrong. Here's the formula that we've had this ingrained into our minds, into our brains, and into our hearts, and maybe your parents ingrained this into you, but I think it's even larger than that. I think our school systems, I think our culture has ingrained this into our minds from day one. And here is what the world tells us happiness comes from. You just need to get better grades. If you get better grades, then you'll get into a really good college. And when you get into a really good college, you need to get better grades. And when you get those better grades, you're going to get a really good job. Then when you get that really good job and you work really, really hard at that really good job, then you'll be successful. And then when you become successful, now you're going to experience happiness. There is a small truth to that, but a very small truth. It is, after every single one of us has achieved something great in our lives, whether it was a goal that we set for ourselves, whether it was getting into the college or the university that you wanted to get into, here's what happens. You experience what is called a temporary high. You experience temporary pleasure and temporary joy that goes away after a very brief period of time. And what happens is your brain, once you achieve whatever that goal is that you set, your brain actually sets out a new goal for you to reach. It actually just extends the goalpost out, if you will, or the end zone, right? And so what happens, there's two things that are flawed with this kind of thinking. One is this: you consistently and constantly are actually casting happiness out into the future. So, for instance, I played football at Grand Valley State University, as Doris mentioned. And when I went there, I got recruited by a guy named Brian Kelly, who was the head coach of University of Notre Dame now. And I went into Grand Valley with really high hopes and high goals, which, by the way, is awesome to have. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying tonight by any means. I love what the human potential can do. I still don't think we can tap into what we're made of, if that makes sense. I always love seeing people, and I'm always interested to see how winners think, so that we can start setting the bar higher and higher and higher for ourselves, but not putting all of our eggs in that basket that achieving those things is going to make us happy. So I went into Grand Valley State University and I had 3 goals. These 3 goals were this: I wanted to win a national championship, so I wanted to be a part of a national championship team. I wanted to win the Division II Heisman Trophy, which is called the Harlan Hill Trophy. And I wanted to achieve my childhood dream. And my childhood dream was this: to play in the NFL. After 5 years' time, I achieved every single one of those goals. 2 of them I achieved in the same weekend. We won a national championship in 2002, which was the first ever national championship ever won by Grand Valley State University, any team. The second thing I won in the same weekend was the Division II Heisman Trophy, which is the Harlan Hill Trophy. And then in 2003, I signed with the Detroit Lions to play football for them.